morning. Welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. My name is Dean Jones, and today I have the pleasure of showing you one of our newest pieces of inventory. It's a Newmar Superstar 3727. It is a 2023. It's featured here in the Remy graphics, a beautiful paint job, nice earth tones. As you can see, it's got the two Girard Nova awnings up there. We have them out. Beautiful day, got a lot of shade over here. So I guess I'll just get started. So we'll start at the engine compartment. This coach is supplied with the M2 106 chassis, which it's a step up from the S2. The 106 is basically the measurement from the back of the cab to the front. It's 106 inches. It is supplied with an L9 Cummins. That's a 360 horsepower, 1,150 foot-pounds of torque. One of the beautiful things about a Super C is you got all this access to your engine compartment. Real easy to check fluids. Anything with a yellow cap's going to be something you're going to service and look at once from time to time. You do have your air filter button here. Breakaway bumpers in the event you hit a deer or something. It doesn't go into your tire, so pretty smart design there. But you can see there's plenty of access to that. Over on this side, so you've got fuel filter water separator here, power steering reservoir there, oil dipstick, just some pretty basic things to check the health of the engine. Anything red's probably going to be serviced at a shop, but you can get a good look at the nice suspension under there. This thing rides on 315 80 R22.5 Michelin tires, and this hood's on shock, so when you go to put it down, it just doesn't slam down. It nice soft close. You do have recovery hooks on this guy. Real nice LED headlights. And you've got your 360 cameras. This is your front. We're going to show you some cameras all the way around this guy. It is supplied with the OmniView, which is a great system. I'll show you inside. As you get to this side, you'll notice really big mirrors. Really easy to see what's going on around the coach. Big elliptical mirrors. It's going to help you kind of keep that coach in the middle of the road. Nice grab bars both on the door and over here by the seat. Easy steps, and these are textured, so they're not going to slip when you're climbing up into the coach. Another thing about the Newmar Super Cs that's different than any other Super C that I know of is when Freightliner makes this chassis, it's supplied with an air ride cab, and a lot of the Super C manufacturers disable that when they put their coach on the chassis. This actually has this nice little cowl attachment, and I'll show you the inside, but you can kind of see right here, this whole cab moves up and down as you're going down the road to give you extra comfort in your ride. So probably one of the best riding Super Cs that I know of. This is also the shortest one they make. It's a 37 footer, just under 38 actually. Really nice coach, a little bit smaller, packs a lot of features, and we'll show you inside. Great for couples traveling around the country or pulling something. This is going to be your first bay. You got this right here, this box here with a little switch. That's an actual auxiliary compressor, and why you would use that is if you're parked, set up camping, your seats are turned around and you want to air ride them up and down without the coach being on. This is a little auxiliary compressor here. Everything's lit, nice carpeted bays. Real easy to shut doors. Before I get too far down, I just wanted to point out, this is your side view camera. So when you turn your blinkers on, you can see if anyone's in your blind spot, and you do have a fill on both sides for your diesel fuel. If you catch a look at this window, it is a frameless tinted window. It doesn't have any material that's exposed to the UV, but we also have a nice little awning that this has been equipped with. And that's just, I'll demonstrate that on the other side, but you just pull it down and hook it up to here, and you got nice shade inside. Oh, I already showed you that one. Here's another bay. Keep in mind with the Super C, you do have a motor up front. With that motor, you have a drive shaft coming back to the back axle. So these aren't pass-through storages, but they're really nice and deep, and they've been, nice upholstered. That's an air line. We do have an air chuck. If you need to fill up a tire or something, that's your hose they supply. Nice hydraulic 3 steps to get in. You see how low they start off on the ground. As these come out, if there's something impeding it, a curb or something, it's gonna sense that and stop where it's at. So I have them locked out for now, but we also have a lit handlebar or grab handle to come in. This has got a code that you can program. You can lock the coach here. You can open either the door, or you can open the door and the cargo bays with this pad here. And you also have a nice little doorbell. Now, doorbell's kind of nice, but to be honest with you, the way they build these Newmars, they don't build them like most RVs. They have what they call a hung wall. So they're a lot thicker, a lot more insulated. So you might be knocking on the door and no one would hear you inside because it's such a well-insulated coach. So that's why they put a doorbell there. It's actually pretty functional. We also have a nice little storage there. Again, lit with LED. It knows when it's coming on. It's like a refrigerator. This here, it's a really nice TV with the Bose soundbar. You also have a freshwater tank drain here, just dumps it on the ground there. You do have a USB and 110 right there, and this TV does move around. And it's kind of nice because if you have some sun shining on it and you're getting a glare, you can put this anywhere you want it. And it seems a little low, but when you're sitting in your chairs, it's actually a nice place. You're not looking up all the time. So it's actually a really nice place for a TV. One thing to point out here too is this one's been equipped with security lights all the way around. There's one of them there. We also have your side camera for your 360 right there. These little LED lights that you see on the lower half of this all the way around, those are docking lights. So if you were to put this in a campsite late at night and you didn't want to rub against any bushes or rocks or anything, you could turn these on and you'd be able to see out your mirror a little bit where you're navigating. Also, it really enhances that 360 camera view when you're driving. And we'll talk about that when we get inside. Nice polished aluminum wheels, again, Michelin tires. The backs are 290 580, 22.5. Now you get past the differential, you're gonna see that we do have some pass-through storage here. And you do have a nice tray here, little extra tiles in the event you drop something on your floor and crack a tile. This is for your central vac in the coach. You can actually hook them up here or you can hook them up inside, but those attachments will reach from the front to the back of this coach inside. You also have a nice little 110 here. We do have some slide controllers and some awning controllers right there. So if you ever need to find those, you know where they're at. Back here, you got a little bit more storage and it goes through, kind of pass through for longer items. This is where you'd put these little docking lights on back here if you were hooking up a trailer or something. And we also have this little plunger. And as you see, it's opening up the back cap, which is a really cool kind of hidden storage there. Worked here for a long time and didn't realize this until someone showed it to me, until I saw a video of it. But you can put a lot of trailer accessories, you know, hitches, oil, stuff like that. You also have this really nice deep storage right there for longer items, maybe a picnic table, what have you. A really good looking cap on the back, one-piece fiberglass. You'll see the other security light up there. You also notice you've got 2 cameras. One's for your backup camera and your trailering. The other one's for that 360. Here's those lights I turned on with that switch out here. What you're gonna see here is, this is a 20,000 pound hitch. This thing will pull just about anything you could dream of. So, big 20,000 pound hitch setup. You have an auxiliary camera in the event you want to put a camera on your stacker trailer or whatever you're towing. You could actually put that into the dash. And you do have a 7-way and a 4-way. If you're pulling something with those kind of hookups. Again, you can put a brake controller inside and pull a boat or a nice little camper or something. Nice Newmar mud flap there. Keep the rocks off the people behind you. Here's the other side of that little storage on here. Now I'm just going to demonstrate this. This is your awnings here. You always want to make sure you got all tension on those guys, and they just kind of put away real nice. They do have the cover, so that's going to protect your fabric on those when you're not in use. But when you want to open them, you just grab them, put them on this little bracket, and you've got shade. Here's your hydronic heating element. It's called a hydronic, it's an Oasis Chinook. And what that does is that has a 2 electric burner and 1 diesel burner, and that's going to heat the coach and give you infinite hot water. Really nice system there. Then you've got your stinger for your big hitch right there. And that, again, it's a 20,000 pound hitch. That's a real beefy trailer stinger there. Coming down this side, again, we have more docking lights. Here's a little cubby. You might want to put a sewer hose or some gloves or something like that in there. This is the exhaust to the coach. It's kind of flattened so you get a little bit more clearance. And here we have our wet bay. Pretty simple wet bay. A couple things to note as I get in here. You're all set up to winterize. If you ever just want to put it in antifreeze and winterize the coach, it's real easy. You're not having to hook anything up. It's already in there for you. You do have an outdoor shower. This is a full house filtration system. Not only does this make your water better, it also keeps the whole water system from calcifying. So you got to keep that healthy, keeps your whole water system healthy. This is a hose on a reel. If you want to hook up to city water and have city water pressure, you could do that. This is also how you'd fill your tanks, which is 150 gallons of fresh water. Huge, 275 gallon tanks. This would be your low point drains if you ever needed to drain it before you were to winterize it, or if you got caught in a cold spell, you didn't want water in your coach, just open those up and everything drains on the ground. You have the auto fill or the manual fill on your tanks. This is a sewage rinse. So what you would do is you'd open up your system, hook a hose up to that, and it would clean out your tanks as you were dumping them. And the coolest thing about these guys is they have electronic gate valves. You don't have these little plastic T-valves that may or may not get brittle over time or break or something. So you got a real upgraded, nice gray and black tank valve. Everything is kind of labeled real easy on a nice stainless steel panel. And you have a water pump out here. So in winterizing, you're not running inside, turning a pump on, coming back out, you have it right there. So that's a really nice system there. Here's your hydraulic system. It is on a tray. This is gonna power your jacks, what's gonna level this coach. It's a hydraulic system, nice beefy motor. Here's your reservoir for your hydraulic fluid. But again, you can pop these pins and wheel this thing out and service it anytime you like. It's been well thought out there. Here we have our shore power cord. It's a 50-foot, 50 amp. Really easy to pull out. You plug that bad boy in. And then when you want to put it away, you just push this button and it winds it up for you. And that's going to serve you well on colder days, or if your cord's a little dirty. You do have a power transfer switch with a surge protector. Right here is a little place to put in park cable. If you have a park satellite or cable on your post, wherever you rent a spot, you can plug in their cable right there. It'll go to your TVs, and you have your inverter right there. One more thing I'll point out, if I had this open, is you have an insulated floor on this guy. You can kind of see there's a couple inches of metal here. That's full of insulation. That's going to deaden the sound coming up into your coach from the road. Also going to keep your bays nice and insulated. Newmar just does things a little bit different, better than most other manufacturers. Here's your quiet diesel 8,000 watt generator. You see it's running. We have the AC blaring in there. It's a pretty hot day out, and I don't want to burn up my cameraman, so we got that going. But it's pretty quiet. Inside you don't really hear it. It's a low rumble. And then we have our battery bank. Lead acid. There's eight batteries in there, and that is also on a tray if you need to service them, check them. But again, really easy to get to. Really nicely done. Got the nice little covers on the wires. They just go a little extra mile. You also have a little legend here to see how they're wired if you ever need to replace one. Of course, we have the exhaust for our generator right there. trying to keep it away from the bedroom. Here's your driver's side blind spot mirror. And this is where you'd fill the other tank. So you have 100 gallons of fuel on this guy, 250-gallon saddle tanks. Fill it from each side. You can fill it from one side. I'd recommend filling it from both sides because it's a little quicker, but there's that. Now on the driver's side, a couple things I'll point out from right here. You do have your ignition on the left side, which is kind of neat. You also have a little power shutoff for the chassis right there. Real convenient. You're not running back in the back to turn it on and off like a diesel pusher, but really nice there. These have kind of been redesigned seats. These are your air ride seats. They go up and down. They chuck back and forth. I mean, they can tilt. You do have lumbar high and low, and you got heated seats on these guys. Those have been upgraded. They're a little bit easier to kind of figure out with those pictures on there. So we'll go inside and open this guy up and show you what's going on inside. I do have a nice little screen door if you want to keep the door open and keep the bugs out. But I'll let you go in first and we'll show you what it looks like closed. It is a 3-slide unit. The measurement on this guy is 37 foot, 11 inches from front bumper to back. And you can see let me turn some lights on in here. You can turn lights on right here for the whole coach. But as you see, there's a nice little alley there. It's a little tight with these theater seats, but still you got plenty of room there. Coming through here, you'll notice there's kind of a mid-hinge door here. That's going to allow you to get to the bathroom without running into your nice residential refrigerator. And you could also get to your refrigerator if you wanted to get something out of it when you're going down the road. So that's kind of the idea there. We'll get into the bedroom back there. Let me open these slides and we'll get to looking at this thing. But as I do that, we'll talk about some of the specs on this guy. Again, length is 37 foot, 11 inches. The width on this coach is 8 foot, 6 inches. The overall height on this coach is 13 feet. And the interior height on this guy is 6 foot, 11 inches. So plenty of room there. The dry weight is going to be 33,500 pounds. You can put 6,500 pounds in this coach and still tow 20,000 pounds. And you got a GVWR of, I think, 41,000 pounds. Tow capacity, again, 20,000 pounds. We have 150 gallons of fresh water, 60 gallons of gray, 40 gallons of black. Nice cog slides opening these things up. But as you see, the one thing about this particular floor plan, this 3727, the way we have it equipped with the theater seats and the Euro booth, there's really no other way to make a sleeper up here. So if you were gonna have a guest ride with you or something, your best bet would be to have like a nice little air mattress here. But this is pretty much a floor plan for couples. Let me open this back slide here. One thing about Newmar too is they don't, with their slides, their beds stay flat the whole time. They don't have to come up in a Craftmatic position to put them away. So what that means is if you're at a rest stop, you want to catch some shut-eye, you can get back here and lay on the bed without opening up all your slides, which is a pretty nice feature. Newmar's always thinking about stuff like that. Another thing I'll point out while we're opening this, is if we get a shot at the ceiling, people always ask, what are these things? Well, these are, this is your air conditioning kind of plenum. It just comes through. You do have these things pop down. You can actually clean out your filters and stuff there. But what Newmar does is they keep all their HVAC in a straight line so you get maximum airflow when the slides are closed. So I like to point that out. But we're going to start at the cab and work our way back. This is this is the cowl or the collar we call it. It's actually what keeps this this cab moving. When it's running down the road, it unlocks this cab, and when you're sitting there, you can actually see this cab going up and down. It's kind of neat, but it's also really comfortable. But it does that by riding inside this cowl here. And that's going to be a Newmar specific type of deal there. But as we come into the cab, some interesting stuff. We've got the JBL sound system, to point out. Your HVAC is pretty simple, like everything else, like probably what you drive it every day. But we have a couple features in here we can explain. This guy here, it's kind of it's a dump for the back axle. Now, why you would dump the back axle is if you're backing up to your trailer and you're not matching up, and as you're running, you can hit that. It'll lower that as you're mounting up. So what this does, it does the same thing this does. So it's kind of redundant, but one does it while the coach is running, one does it when the ignition's off. Now, why you would use this is if you're on a slope kind of radical like we are now, and your back jacks had to push up a little further than they maxed out, you could dump this, get the back end of your coach down a little bit further, and get a little bit more travel on those leveler jacks. So that's what these two things are kind of in complement. But one, again, is while you're backing up and running, you can hit it and get a little bit of an adjustment. And this one is just to lower it all the way when it's off. We have, if you get a look up here, we got this really nice skylight up there. Sometimes that beats down a little bit too much sun on you and you want to close it from your driving position, you can do so right there. We'll keep it open because it's a nice sunny day and we'll get some light in here to show you the rest of the coach. We also have a camera button. We can source through cameras. This here is a nice button because it actually locks the differential. So if you're ever like off-road on a muddy street or something and you got one tire spinning, you can hit this. It's going to lock both wheels and get you out of that muddy mess at that point. This light test is another good feature too. So if, a lot of people have a checklist when they get ready to get going or when they're on the way home. And one thing that they might put on that list is to hit this, and you can walk around the coach, hit that, and it's going to blink all the lights to make sure all the filaments are good and they're in operational order. So it's kind of a nice walking thing. Eyes on light test right there. This is for your cab lights. You also have your docking lights. We talked about those on the side, the little ones around the outside. This is a house battery boost, so if for some reason you left your headlights on, chassis batteries are a little low, not really cranking, you can actually hit the house battery boost and it'll help that motor start, or the generator, if you will. This is a DEF regen button. If that particulate filter needs regen, you can hit it right there. We have door locks, mirror heat, which is nice, and windows. This is your 6-speed Alison. Nice little gear selector. We don't have a park per se, so you have to run it in neutral, pull out the parking brake when you stop. It's the only thing really different about this than like a gas model or something to that effect. But what's nice about this panel is you can actually get into it and look at some of the diagnostics on that transmission. And I believe this transmission has a 5-year unlimited mile warranty on it, because these just do not break. So as you see, there's no codes on this guy, but this is basically how you go reverse or drive. Up here you do have a engine brake on off. This is your levels, high, medium, low, and this is your on and off on your engine brake. This here is pretty cool. If you've ever been down the highway and a semi passes you and you want to blink your lights at them, you just hit this and it'll blink the lights 3 times to let them know they're clear to come over. Here's your complement of gauges here, pretty standard. You will see that you have air gauges. That'll let you know when this thing is up off the airbags in the back and you can take off there. But your trans heat, your water temp, your oil, obviously speedometer and RPMs. Over here you have speed control, resume. This is your cruise. You also have fog lights and headlights, and then right here is a little increase and decrease, and that's just going to be your illumination on your dash there. You do have some power outlets, some USBs, some more USBs there. One thing I'll point out, you do have a pretty nice, pretty standard stereo. You do have XM radio, Bluetooth, HDMI. My favorite part of this coach is that 360 we talked about. So here at Transwest, we see, once in a while you'll get some cargo doors that are scraped up, or you see people coming in and getting some body work done, because what happens is when you're going down the highway, you're less likely to get an accident. People see you coming. But when you're in those tight fuel stations or those campgrounds, you might run into a rock or a pole that's guarding a pump or something to that effect. This 360 really mitigates that problem, and you can always, you see where we have our awnings and stuff out right now, so it's a little distorted. But if I walked around the coach with everything shut, you would see me walking around it. So you always kind of know what's going on with that guy. And it's a split screen. And we have the top right. We can actually go to the back. We have your camera views. You can go right, left. Horizon's a really good thing on the back too, because it really gives you a wide open look to see if anything's coming down the road, if you're pulling out of a driveway or what have you. So a really nice camera system on that. You also do have a navigation on this. So the navigation is programmed for the dimension of this coach, and it shouldn't let you go under a bridge that you can't fit under. So really smart nav. And from there, we'll just kind of show you above here some of the storage. There's not a sleeper on this one. Newmar does not offer a sleeper up here, but they do offer a lot of storage. One thing also to notice about Newmar is they're nice hardware, nice handles, hidden hinges, and they also kind of pull that door down, so they're not going to sit there and rattle when you're going down, you know, bumpy roads and what have you. So it's kind of a dual purpose hardware set. Keep it open and also keep it shut. I'll open these up, let you get a look at these. Show what that is. Got some more space there. You get a snapshot of this. New coaches with Newmar, they come with their own product brand specialist. This is Darian Todd. You can call her anytime. She'll answer any questions about this. She's part of your support package for your warranty on the coach for a year. You can also get with Noogle, which is kind of Newmar's Google. A lot of support videos, any information, any questions you might have about your coach, you can get answered there. And then there's a Newpar, which is kind of a parts sourcing site too that Newmar has given to the owner base. So we'll start here. We've got nice theater seating option on this guy. You got this nice little console with a slide drawer. Hide your goodies in there, your snacks, your games. It's also a really comfortable recliner. Power recliners. You do have a USB port right here, cup holders. Right here you'll get, across from me you'll see the televator. I'll actually put it down for you. Because if you're not watching TV, you've got this beautiful window on the campsite that you can kind of see what's going on out there. Over here you've got a Euro booth, one of my favorite booths in the industry. Probably one of the most comfortable ways to sit in this coach is in this corner on this Euro booth. You can just sit here and chat all day. It does not make a booth, but you also have power outlets on both sides of this booth. The windows do open to ventilate. You have nice windows in the side of your slide there, and lights, and you also have a nice little multiplex here. In the event you ever wanted to clean these mirrors, you just pop this little guy off. It's held on with these little magnets, so real easy to clean that. And you've got some storage up here. This is your audio video cabinet. It's pre-wired to that televator with HDMIs. You can put whatever you want on there. One thing to notice on these cabinets, you'll see this little box here that goes all the way across. What that is, it isn't just to keep you small storage. It's actually because the whole box is insulated, just like the roof, just like the sidewalls, just like the basement. Newmar does a great job of insulating their coaches, better than most, or anybody that I know of. You also have a nice little carpet back here, so when you put items in here, they're not rattling on there. They're actually kind of stay where they're supposed to be. Again, nice hidden hinges, nice catches so they don't rattle when they're going down the road. You also have on these guys day and night shades, MCD shades. You see you got the little kind of screen one and the dark night blackout ones. You also have drawers underneath these guys to put games and a little extra storage there. This is kind of an important part of the deal here. We've got, where's my step cover here? right there. This is a nice little feature. So once you're set up and you're inside the coach, if you have little dogs or little guys running around, you just don't fall into this L rail. It's almost like a Class A. Nice little step cover, and it is load bearing. So right here we do have a solar panel controller. This is your Winegard satellite feed. You can put it in the outside where I showed you. This would be a one to come out if you wanted to hook up a different device. Satellite system there. Here's your inverter that I showed you over by your power cord. This is your power management center. This will actually tell you what's what and what's drawing. This is your Oasis, so you can actually go, if you really wanted to heat this up quick, you can turn on the diesel burner, which it shouldn't be on right now, but that's gonna burn diesel fuel. And this guy's gonna be for 1 element, 2 element. If you really wanted to get it warm in a hurry, you could put all 3 elements on if you want. If you're actually at a campground and you're using their power and paying for it, it's not a bad idea to heat the coach with their power and keep your diesel fuel for when you're running. These are your slide out buttons, in and out, pretty self-explanatory. Door side or off door side. This is your HWH automatic leveling, and all you really got to know is you hit auto level, it'll level it. Auto store, it'll bring up the jacks. You can also manually dump it here. You have the 2 dump things on the dash, but you also have one right here. So, and then what this is telling us is we're going downhill a little bit that direction right there. So that's kind of what those little dots do. And when it's all level, you'll have 4 red ones there. And you can also reset that here if you need to. We do have our security lights, our exterior step lights, patio lights, block heater if you wanted to use that. That's that step cover I couldn't find 2 minutes ago. This is a nice button because you can pop in here and lock or unlock all your cargo doors with the hit of a button. Entry lock. And this is your main battery disconnect for those big batteries on that tray in that front cargo. So this is gonna just turn off the whole coach. We won't do that right now though. Nice little clock. Again, this is where I turned on the lights on when I came in. We do have a fire extinguisher. I'll show you a little storage over here. Got some nice storage. Here's your books, a little plastic there for your privacy curtains. Again, upholstered bottoms, nice solid wood styles, that same hardware that keeps them up and keeps them closed. And there's no dividers in here, so if you wanted to put a nice umbrella or something longer, you could do so. Get into the galley here. You got these nice solid surface countertops. Nice glass backsplash, nice residential faucet. You can spray off your sink. You have a nice little counter extender. If you're cooking and you're kind of wanting a little bit more room, you can put it there. And we also have nice storage right there, and they offer a waste basket there for you. They even put a little guy for scrubbies or whatever. This is an undermount 2-basin stainless steel sink, real deep. Deeper than the one I have at home, I think. You have a nice little window out here for that does open for some cross breeze. And we have an induction cooktop. We do have little cutting boards right there if you choose to use them. And there's a place to store all these covers underneath, but I'll leave them out for now. This is actually portable. You can actually plug this in outside in those 110 outlets I showed you. If you want to cook outside and you don't want to start up a grill. One of the things they did in 23 that I really like, they've been going away from ovens for quite a while, so they put a convection microwave in these guys, residential style. What they added this year, which is pretty interesting, is an air fry feature. So this has an air fryer too. I absolutely love my air fryer. I cook almost everything I eat in it, so we're happy about that. Nice deep drawers on nice bearing slides, soft close. Again, those soft close not only make it a nice easy close, they also keep them kind of tight to the style there so they're not rattling. Dual feature. Here's your nice big silverware drawer. You do have touch-up paint for that Remy exterior. The interior color of this guy is called Gotham. And we also have a Bermuda glazed as the color of the cabinets. We do have, these are for your awnings, you have some TVs, Again, touch-up paint, nice big drawer there. And this one has been ordered with a nice dishwasher. So that's a nice option as well. It's actually a pretty fully loaded unit. For 37 foot, we do have 4 solar panels up top. We've got the washer and dryer back there and the dishwasher. So this is pretty fully loaded. We will get a look at this real quick before I show you the refrigerator. This is new for 23. It's the new kind of multiplex panel. Super neat little dude. The Newmar was kind of last to the party with this system, but they wanted to make sure it worked before they implemented it. So what this is going to do is tell you what your tanks are. We have a little bit of water in the tank. Here's your chassis battery and your house battery. You do have all lights on or off in all your different zones. You also have an automatic generator start feature, which is really nice because you used to have to get into the power management system and it got a little bit difficult. This one's real easy. You can do it by temperature inside the coach or battery levels or what have you. So you can start this, you can have this automatically start the generator. Say if you're hiking and you have little dogs in here, you're worried about the temperature getting a little too hot for your little guys, you can set this up to just make sure it's always going to maintain 68 degrees in here. So really nice there. This is a typical thermostat for both living room and bedroom. Works just like your house. You got your modes, your temperature, and then your inside temperature. We're actually getting pretty close to where we have it set. It's actually working really well. This is my favorite part of this whole system. I don't carry my phone and videos because it rings and it distracts me, so I can't really demonstrate this, but you can actually download this connected solution. You can pair it, and you can run this whole coach from your phone. If you're outside in a tight campsite and you want to make sure your slides are coming out, not hitting the tree next to you, you can actually open them and watch them come out. So a lot of good utility in that app. And then of course we have the lighting screen there. Underneath here is your fan right above my head. If you want to exhaust any kind of cooking steam or you want to get the hot air out before you get the cold air in, you can open that and exhaust all your heat like an attic fan. And with all this being electronic, you can and running from your phone, say that goes out, you have analog buttons here too that can turn off the lights. We do have a nice bathroom in here. That is a mid-bath, 1-bath coach. I'll let you get a look at that. A little small for 2 people. Again, solid surface countertop. A little bit bigger, deeper sink. I think that was something that people were asking about. And I'll stand in that shower. I'm 6'1". There's a little bit more space in there than it looks on camera. If you see me in here, you know, I'm 6'1" and I'm underneath that shower head, so it's really nice. Nice glass door. This is called AquaView. We talk about it a lot. Basically what you do with this guy is you turn this valve over, you turn your water on to your desired temperature. When this light comes on, it means that it's at that temperature, and in the meantime it's circulating. So you're not spending fresh water, you're not filling up your gray tank unnecessarily while you're waiting for your water to get hot. So that's kind of what that system is, but you do have a wand, nice little rain shower head, and a nice little skylight up here, so the taller guys can actually get in here and take a shower too, even taller than me. So we do have a nice little teak seat. I don't know if you got a shot of that, but nice little place to sit down. It's a really good looking surround. I'll show you some of that. There's your medicine cabinet, little storage for linens, what have you. I've got a little bit more storage there, place for toilet paper, little drawer for toiletries. This is a porcelain Dometic toilet. And you also have, I don't know if you can see that in the mirror, but you have a nice little fantastic fan up here that'll do the same thing as the one in the kitchen. So this is the residential refrigerator. Give you a shot at that. Does have a water filter, even though you are filtrated already from the wet bay. Nice little ice maker. It's a little narrower than some of the other ones, but this is a shorter coach. But you do have a nicely designed pantry, and these are adjustable. You can actually move these doors if you need to. They're actually placed in a pretty good spot. Real deep. Keep your canned goods in there from rattling around. Getting back to the master, we do have a door here. can actually close off some privacy in here. Coming around this side, we do have pedestals by the king bed. This is a king bed. You do have power outlets on both sides with USBs. Little storage here. Nice little pedestals to put stuff for. Again, these things do come off if you need to clean them. You have windows on both sides with shades. And this nice storage. What I love Newmar does about, so this storage does have a, I don't know if you can get a look at that, but it's got, here I'll open this one. It's got an outlet there. It's also got these two little pass-through ports right here that you can put a CPAP machine. So you can put your CPAP machine in there, keep it a little bit quieter, run your plumbing down if you, at the event, you use a CPAP to sleep. And then under here, you do have another multiplex and some security light switches. I don't know if you can see those. But say you hear a bump in the night and you want to kind of scare off any critters out there, you turn these on. All those top lights are going to light up like Christmas, and it's going to give someone a pause on whether they're messing with your coach or not. And this bed is on a lift. We do have 2 chairs and 2 leaves for that Euro booth. That kind of makes that a 6-top when you pull it all out. Those are on shock, so you can get in and out without any problems. This is kind of a neat feature too. I don't know if you can see this, but we've got this little underdresser under the, they're just put in storage anywhere they can. A little tougher to get to, but put items you don't need a whole lot of time. And then these little things are hidden everywhere in plain sight, and that's where your registers are for your glycol heating system from that Oasis. We have another nice drawer there. We have your stackable washer and dryer. It is a 110 washer and dryer like an apartment would use, but the dryer is vented outside just like your house. So this system actually works really good. I've got some really good feedback that people actually don't mind doing laundry in their coach anymore. It used to be a stackable or a combo unit that barely did any drying, but they've got that looking really good now. So you have a little lock here so this doesn't go back and forth whenever you're going down the road. But a really nice closet. It's lit, nice crossbar. You've got some access to it if you needed to get to your plumbing and your washer and dryer, well thought out. Say you had a leak, you could just turn it off right there. And it's lit. Just pop this on. And this isn't gonna open for you. So last but not least, we'll show you the kind of the dresser for the master. This is just like the one outside. You can tell this audio video because you can get remotes to work through that glass. This is all powered to that TV. You've got 6 really nice deep drawers here. See those, but yeah, nice big deep drawers, 6 of them. And of course, a little extra carpet if you need it. And this is how you would open your slide. Right here, this little button here. And then you've got some more analog switches right there. And of course, this is, again, you see that nice awning that's kind of keeping the sun from beaming in here. But in the event you have an emergency, this thing would also, you push this out. This is your emergency exit. So that's it for the 3727 today. My name is Dean Jones. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe our content so you know when we're gonna release more videos. And as far as any of the specs that I might not have covered, I think I got it all. It does have 2 15K BTU ACs, and it's got a 50,000 BTU furnace on that Oasis. Other than that, 100 gallons fuel, 150 gallons fresh, 60 gallons gray, 40 gallons black, dry weight's 33.5, payload is 6,500, and the tow capacity is 20,000. We'll see you next time, and thanks for touring the Newmar with me today.